Hi students, welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics. In this video we are going to solve problems in free falling body, vertically projected body and vertically projected body from the tower. Especially we will concentrate on the vertically projected body and tower. Okay, we'll see the problems. Before going into the problems, we'll see just 5 minutes concept. Firstly, now see this is a surface and this is a tower of height h. And from the tower a body is projected with a velocity u. Well and good. When a body is projected with a velocity u, the body will go up, then the velocity gradually decreases and finally the velocity becomes 0. And again the body will come down, the velocity gradually increases and finally the velocity of the body it will be some v dash. And here this reference line, what is velocity? The body will cross this reference line with a velocity. What is this? I told in the previous problem, with what velocity I projected, I will catch the body with the same velocity. That means if the body is moving up with a velocity u, the body will cross that reference line with the same velocity u. Okay. Now what is the maximum height? They assume the height from here to here is h dash. What is the maximum height? The h dash is nothing but u square by 2g. Now what is the total height from the ground? The total height down from the ground is h plus h dash. This is the total height from the ground, maximum height with respect to ground, and this is maximum height with respect to tower T. And if they told to find with respect to the tower, you have to find this. If they told to find the maximum height with respect to the ground, means from ground you have to count it. That means h plus h dash. Okay, till now it is clear. Now what is the time of flight? What is the time taken by the body to move from here to again to come back to the same reference line? What is the time taken by the body to move from here again to come back to the same reference line? What is it? There is nothing but time of flight. What is this? There is nothing but 2u by g. Okay, already we know this. What is the total time of flight from here to reach the ground? What is the time taken by the body to reach the ground? For that we derived one formula. What is that? This is the reference line and initially the body is here. And finally the body is here. What is the net displacement? The net displacement is nothing but s is equal to minus h. Minus represents me below the reference point. The net displacement is negative because I am taking the final position is below the reference point. Therefore minus h. What is initial velocity? The initial velocity is u. And what is initial acceleration? Now the body is going up. Therefore initial acceleration is minus g. Therefore minus h is equal to u t plus half into minus g into t square. Therefore h is equal to half g t square minus ut. This is the equation. And if I find the time, I can from this equation I get two roots of the time. I will get two roots for the time. One root will be negative and one root will be positive. You should take always a positive root. Negative time won't be possible. Therefore, from here I will get time. Now this is the equation for a body projected vertically upwards from a tower. Please remember the equation. H is equal to half gt square minus ut. Okay, well and good. Now see here. Please remember the equation. Okay, now see here. Now see the concept. A balloon, this is the ground. The balloon is moving up with a velocity. And now the balloon reaches some height here. And the balloon reaches the height of h. And here the stone which is on the balloon will start to fall down. At this point, the velocity of the balloon is v. See here. Initially the velocity of the balloon is u and there is some acceleration. We don't know the acceleration. Therefore, at this point the velocity is some v. The velocity of the balloon is v. Now at that point, at the height h, the stone which is on the balloon will just starts to fall down, slide down. Now, how can I solve this problem? This is exactly, see, observe carefully. At this instant, what is the velocity of the balloon? At this instant, the velocity of the balloon is v, and where the stone is? The stone is on the balloon. That means even the velocity of the stone is also v. At the point of contact, here the velocity of the balloon is v, therefore the velocity of the stone also must be v. That means when it is sliding down, I have to assume in such a way that exactly which is like a projection of a tower. That means I have to assume this one as a tower of height h, and the body, the stone is projecting up with a velocity v. Because the balloon is moving up with a velocity v, at this instant the velocity of the balloon is upwards. That means the stone velocity also upwards. That means I have to assume this one exactly like a tower of height h, and the body, the stone is projected with a velocity v. That means the stone will fall down like this. Don't think that if this is a balloon, if this is the stone won't fall like this. The stone will fall like this. The velocity of the balloon and the velocity of the stone will be same. That means exactly like a tower, vertically projection from a tower with a velocity v. If the velocity of the balloon is here some v dash, that means the velocity of the stone also v dash. That means this is exactly equal to a body which is projected with a velocity v dash from a tower of height h. Can you find the similarity? Please understand this. This is very important when I am solving the problems. Okay, now directly we go to the problems now here. Okay, now see here. This is a surface and the body is projected with a velocity u, and body comes back to the ground. Now the time taken by the body to reach a certain height h is t1. The time taken by the body to reach the certain level of height h is t1 and t2. That means the time taken by the body to reach from here to this height is t1, and the time taken by the body to reach from here to go up and again to come back, this whole time is t2. Is it clear? Question is clear. The body is projected upward with a velocity v, and at two times the body will be at a height h. That is, first time is when the body is going up, and second time t2 is when the body is went up and when it is coming back. Okay, now they told to find h, they told to find initial velocity of the body, and they told to find the maximum height achieved by the body, and if the body is left freely from maximum height, if the body is left freely from the maximum height, then find the time required to reach ground. Now that is the question. The question is very simple. The body is projected upwards and the body will cross a certain limit, that is certain height level, in two times. That is when it is going up time t1, and when it is went up and again when it is coming back, again this will cross in a time t2. Now they gave me t1 and t2 and they told to find the height, the velocity, initial velocity u, the maximum height h max, and if the body is left freely from the maximum height, what is the time taken by the body to reach the ground? Now how can I do this question? Observe carefully. I told this concept in the previous video. Observe what I told. Observe carefully. This is the motion of the body, and if it is some certain level, the time taken by the body to reach from ground to this certain level is t, and the time taken by the body to reach from this certain level to ground is also t. Remember this concept. The time taken by the body to move from ground to certain level is t, and time taken by the body to move from certain level to ground is t. If the level is same, this time will be same. The same thing. The time taken by the body to move from here to this level height is t1. And what is the time taken by the body to move from this point to the ground? It must be same. That means t1. Okay. Now what is the total time of flight? The total time of flight is t2 plus t1. Therefore the total time of flight is t1 plus t2. Observe carefully how I did. In this concept I told in the previous video. Please recall it. The time taken by the body to move from here to a certain level is t, and the time taken by the body to move from the some certain level to ground is t. The time will be same. If the time is same, this time is exactly equal to this time. Therefore t1, if this is also t1, then what is total time? The total time of flight is t2 plus t1. Therefore the total time of flight is t1 plus t2. Okay. Now what is the maximum height? The maximum height formula. What is maximum height formula? There is, I told you one formula for maximum. What is that? 1 by 8 g tf square. That is the maximum height formula. 1 by 8 g tf square. 1 by 8 into g into time of flight whole square. Therefore 1 by 8 g, what is time of flight? That is t1 plus t2 whole square. That is the maximum height. I got maximum height. Well and good. Now next one. U, initial velocity. How can I find the initial velocity? How can I find the initial velocity? How can I find the initial velocity? I can find the initial velocity by using v is equal to u plus a t. Now I am taking from the ground to maximum height till here. What is velocity? At the top maximum height, the velocity is 0. What is initial velocity? The initial velocity is u. And what is the acceleration when the body is moving up? Minus g. Now what is the time? The time taken by the body to move from here to here. What is the time taken by the body to move from here to here? That is half of the time of flight. The total time is time of flight, and to time taken by the body to move from here to here is half of the time of flight. What is the time of flight? The time of flight we got as t1 plus t2. Therefore keep it here. What is u is equal to g into t1 plus t2 by 2. Therefore half g t1 plus t2. This is the initial velocity of the body. Simply I am using v is equal to u plus at, and final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is u. Acceleration is minus the time taken. Time taken is nothing but to move from here to here is half of the time of flight. Time of flight is t1 plus t2. Half of the time of flight means t1 plus t2 by 2. Therefore u initial velocity is equal to half into g into t1 plus t2. I got the initial velocity. Well and good. Now please remember, what is initial velocity? Half into g into t1 plus t2. Okay, now how can I find the h? This height. They told to find the height. How can I find that height? Now observe carefully. How can I find that height? I can use the equation s is equal to ut plus half a t square. Now see here, s is equal to height. S is nothing but height h. What is u? Initial velocity is u. What is the time? The time taken by move from here to here is t1 plus half into acceleration is when the body is moving up. What is the acceleration? Minus g into what is the time taken by the body to move from here to here? That is t1. That is t1 whole square. Now what is u? U is nothing but, what is u? U is nothing but half into g into t1 plus t2. Now find the value. What is that? Half into g into t1 is t1 square plus half into g into t1 into t2 minus half into g into t1 square. Cancel it off. What is remaining? What is height? Height is nothing but half g t1 t2. This height traveled by the body. Simply use the displacement formula. From the displacement formula, what is u? U value, I got it. Keep that u value here. What is the time taken by the body to move from here to here? Time taken by the body to move from here to here is t1. Already they gave in the question. Therefore t1. Now find the value. Finally you will get this one. Therefore height traveled by the body is how much? half g t1 t2. Okay. Lastly, what they told to find? For if the ball is left freely from the maximum height, that means from the here, the time taken by the body to move from here to here is how much? T3. Now, find the time required to reach the ground. What is the time required to reach the ground? If the ball is left freely from a height, maximum, what is maximum height? Maximum height is 1 by 8 g t1 plus t2 whole square. That is the maximum height, h max. When a body is left here freely, that means initial velocity is 0. What is the time taken by the body to move from here there to here? What is the time? Time is nothing but what is the time? That is half of the time of flight. Therefore, what is the time? Find the time required to reach the ground is t1 plus t2 by 2. That is the time. t1 plus t2 by 2. Okay. Okay. Now we will see one more problem. The same model, but they will give in a little bit tricky manner. Now see here. Okay, now see here. There are 3 towers of same height h, and there is one more tower of same h, and there is one more tower there is same height h. From the first tower, the body is projected upwards with a velocity u, and from the second tower, the body is projected with a velocity u downwards. That means I am on the tower, I am throwing the ball downwards like this. Now in the third tower, the body is left freely. That means initial velocity is 0. Now, here the time taken by the body to reach the ground is t1. Here the time taken by the body to reach the ground is t2. Here the time taken by the body to reach the ground is t3. Now they told to find h. Second one, they told to find initial velocity of the body u. And third one, they told to find the relation between t3 and t2 and t1, or simply find the value of t3 in terms of t2 and t1. Now see here. How can I solve this problem? Now see here, whenever the body is moving up, the body will move this path. The path of the body will be like this. And now this body, the path will be like this. Now whenever the path of the body is like this, the body is projected upward with a velocity u. That means whenever the body is crossing the same line, here what is the velocity? The velocity is u. Observe carefully. The body is projected upwards with the velocity u, and the body will move up and it will come down, and then again it will cross the same reference line with the velocity u downwards. That means, what is extra velocity of t1? Now see here, t1, that means the time of flight, whole time is equal to, I can write as equal to this time. That means the time taken by the body to move from here again to come back, this much of time. What is the time? That is nothing but time of flight, that is nothing but 2u by g plus the time taken by the body to move from here to here, which is exactly like this body, which is nothing but time t2. Can you relate that? Imagine the time taken by the body to move from here to ground is, assume from here to here it is taking 1 second. Again from here to here the ground it is taking 2 seconds. Now for second body, the body is directly projecting from here. That means it will take just 2 seconds. That means the whole time is nothing but 1 second plus this time, that is 2 seconds. The same thing. The whole time t1 is equal to this time, that is 2u by g plus this time, that is nothing but t2. Therefore, what is t1 minus t2? T1 minus nothing but 2u by g. Therefore, what is u? U is nothing but half g T1 minus T2. Half G T1 minus T, that is U value. I got the U value, well and good. Now how can I find the height? I can find the height. What is height of the tower? The height of the tower is nothing but, what is height of the tower? What is height of the tower? How can I find it? Think. I can find the height of the tower. Which formula I can use? V is equal to U plus AT. I can't use that formula. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Initial velocity I know. Final velocity? I don't know. Therefore, what I can do? How can I find the height? Think. Think. Okay, now see how can we find height? H is equal to half GT square minus UT. Do you remember this equation, which is nothing but equation for a body which is projected from a tower. Therefore, H is nothing but height of the tower is equal to half G. What is the time taken by the body to reach the whole time? That is T1. Therefore, T1 square minus what is U? U I got as half into G into T1 minus T2 into T1. Now find the value. H is equal to how much? Half G T1 square minus half G T1 into T1 is T1 square minus into minus plus half G T1 into T2. Cancel off. What is the height? The height I got as half G T1 into T2. The height of the tower I will get by the formula half G T1 into T2. Okay, well and good. Now next one. The relation between the T3, T2 and T1. Now see, whenever I left a body freely, S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Now see, whenever I left a body freely, what is the time taken by the body to reach the ground? The time taken by the body to reach the ground is root of 2h by g. Do you remember this? Whenever I left a body freely from a certain height h, the time taken by the body to reach the ground is 2h by g, root of 2h by g. Therefore, t is equal to root of 2. What is the height? What is the height we got? Height we got as half g t1 into t2. Do you remember this? The same thing I am keeping here. That is, h is half g t1 into t2 by g. G cancel off, 2 cancel off. What is the t? T is nothing but here. What is the time they gave? They gave us T3. Therefore, T3 is equal to root of T1 into T2. This is the answer. The relation between T3, T1, T2 is nothing but T3 is equal to root of T1 into T2. Okay, now we will see one more. Okay, now see here. This is the tower and the body is projected with a velocity u, and they told that the velocity of the body hitting the ground is n times of the launching velocity, that means nu. The body is projected with a velocity u, and when it is hitting the ground, the velocity of the body when it is hitting the ground is n times of the initial velocity, that is n times of launching velocity. Now they want to find height of the tower. Find the height of the tower. That is the question. Now how can I find this? That means when the body is moving up, it is coming down, the velocity is here, then n into u. That's all. Here the velocity is u, but here the velocity is nu. They want to find the height of the tower h. Now what I can do? I can use the equation v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Now I am see here v square is equal to u square plus 2as. What is the final velocity? The final velocity is n u whole square is equal to initial velocity. The initial velocity is u square plus 2 into what is the acceleration? What is initial acceleration? Always you have to take the initial conditions only. What is initial acceleration? The body is moving up, therefore acceleration is minus g. And what is the s? S is nothing but displacement. What is the displacement? The final position is here and the initial position is here. What is the displacement? Displacement is negative, that is minus. h. Therefore, nu whole square is equal to u square plus 2gh. Then what is h? H is nothing but n square u square minus u square by 2g. Therefore, I take u comma u square by 2g into n square minus 1. That is the height of the tower. I think this is clear. They told that the launching velocity is u and the velocity with which the body hits the ground is nu. Now they have to find the height of the tower. I use the formula v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Final velocity is nu, initial velocity is u. But here the directions are important. Initial direction of the velocity upwards. Therefore, plus u. Now here what is the g? Initially what is the direction of the body upwards? It is upwards means minus g. And what is the displacement? This is the final position and this is the initial position. And this is the reference line. Therefore what is this? This displacement is nothing but it is below the reference line. Therefore displacement I am taking it as minus h. Therefore the height of the tower I finally got as u square by 2g into n square minus 1. Okay, now we will see one more problem. These are very small problems. Okay, now see here. The ball left freely from the building. The ball left freely from the top of the building. Top of the building crosses the window in time 0.3 seconds, crosses the window with time 0.3 seconds, and the length of the window is 3 meters, and the velocities with which the body crosses the top and bottom of window is u1 and u2. Simply what they told, this is the window. The length of the window is 3 meters and the body is coming down. When the body is coming down, the body crosses the top of the window with a velocity u1, and when the body is coming down, the body crosses this lower part with a velocity u2. Now the time taken by the body to cross this window is time is 0.3 seconds. Now they told to find the value of u1 plus u2. They told to simplify the value of u1 plus u2. Now see here, whenever they left the body freely, that means the body is falling down under acceleration due to gravity. That means it is a uniform acceleration. When the body is having a uniform acceleration, then I can use one formula. What is it? S is equal to u plus v by 2 into time. Where S is a displacement traveled by the body, where u plus v by 2 is the average velocity into time, where t is the time. Now what is the displacement traveled by the body? The body is crossing this point, these 2 points. What is the displacement? Displacement is 3 meters. That is u1 plus u2 by 2. And the body is crossing these 2 points with a velocity u1 and u2. Therefore, as 3 is equal to u1 plus u2 by 2. Now what is the time? The time taken by the body to cross these 2 points is 0.3 seconds. Therefore 0.3. Therefore what is the value of u1 plus u2? 0.3 and this is 10. Therefore 20 is equal to u1 plus u2. The value of u1 plus u2 is nothing but 20. Simple problem. Very simple problem. I am using this equation. Displacement is equal to average velocity into time. That is only, I can use it only when the body is in uniform acceleration. When I left the body freely, the body will come down with an acceleration that is acceleration to gravity, that is uniform acceleration. Therefore I can use this equation. And the body is crossing the window, length of 3 meters with a velocity u1 and u2. That means the displacement traveled by the body when the velocity is changing from u1 to u2 is 3 meters and the time is 0.3 seconds. Now keep it there and you will get the value u1 plus u2. What is that? 20 is the answer. Okay, now we will see one more question. Small questions. Now see one more question. The free falling body covers half distance in last second. The free falling body covers half distance in last second. Now find time of descent. That means the time taken by the body to reach from the top position to the ground. Now what we can do? Now see here. They told that this is the ground and this is the body and this is left from some height h. And now the time taken by the body to reach the ground is t seconds. Now in last second the body traveled h by 2. That means to travel from h by 2 to ground is how much? This height, there is h by 2. Time taken is 1 second. And to travel remaining height, that is h by 2. What is the time taken? The time taken is t minus 1 seconds. The whole time is t seconds. In last second the body traveled h by 2. That means remaining h by 2 distance is traveled by the time t minus 1 seconds. Now I am using the same thing. Now what I will get? Find it. What is h by 2? The distance traveled by the body in h by 2 seconds, h by 2 meters is s is equal to ut plus half at square. To travel h by 2 distance, what is the time taken? The initial velocity is 0. Therefore 0 plus half into g into t minus 1 whole square. And what is the total time taken? T. What is total distance traveled? H. Therefore h is equal to 0 plus half into g into t square. Now equate them, you will get the time. And now what is that? Half g t minus 1 whole square is equal to half g t square by 2. Therefore half g cancelled off. Now what is it? A minus b whole square. A minus b whole square is, what is a minus b whole square? A square plus b square minus 2ab. Therefore t square plus 1 minus 2t is equal to t square by 2. Therefore 2t square plus 1 plus 2 minus 4t is equal to t square. And send this one, how much you will get? If I send this one here, what you will get? You will get as t square minus 4t plus 2 equal to 0. Now solve the quadratic equation, you will get the time. How can I solve the quadratic equation? What is sum? The sum of the roots is minus b by. Therefore how much? Sum of the roots is nothing but 4. What is the mean? The mean is nothing but sum by 2, that is 2. Therefore 2 minus x into 2 plus x is equal to the product of the roots. What is the product of the roots? The c by a. Therefore 2. Therefore a square by a minus b into a plus b. Therefore 2 square minus x square is equal to 2. Therefore how much? 2 square is nothing but 4 minus 2 is equal to x square. Therefore x square is equal to 2. X square is equal to 2. Therefore x is equal to root 2. Therefore first root is how much? The first root is nothing but t1 is this one, that is 2 minus root 2. And what is t2? This one, that is 2 plus root 2. If I calculate this, now this time I won't take. This time I won't take. I will take this time only. Therefore the time taken by the body is 2 plus root 2 seconds. That's all. Because here if I find this 2 minus 1.4, root 2 value is 2 minus 1.4. That's nothing but it is less than 1. Which is not possible. In the last second already they gave. That means minimum time is 1 second is there. Therefore this is the answer. Therefore the time taken is, what's the time? The time of descent is 2 plus root 2 seconds. This is the answer. Okay, now we'll see the next question. What is the next question here? Okay, now see here. The balloon starts from rest. The balloon starts from rest and from ground and moves up with acceleration a is equal to g by 8. Now a stone falls from the balloon when the balloon travels for time 8 seconds from ground. Now they told to find the time taken by the stone to reach ground. Okay, that is the question. See the question carefully, read the question carefully. The balloon starts from the rest, that means the balloon is from the ground, and it is starting from the rest, that means u is equal to 0, and it is moving up with an acceleration. What is the acceleration? The acceleration is equal to g by 8. Now a stone, small stone which is on the balloon falls after time t is equal to 8 seconds. That means that is t is equal to 0. This is the condition. Now at time t equal to 8 seconds, the body, the stone, the balloon will be somewhere here. Here, what is the velocity of the balloon? The velocity of the balloon is, I can find by using the formula v is equal to u plus a t. What is the velocity of the balloon? Initial velocity of the balloon is 0. Plus what is the acceleration of the balloon? That is a g by 8. And now what is the time? After how much time? That means after 8 seconds. Therefore, after, what is the value? The velocity of the balloon after 8 seconds is g meters per second. I got the velocity of the balloon. Now at what height the balloon is at that time? In time t is equal to 8 seconds, what is the distance traveled by the balloon? S is equal to ut plus half a t square. What is S? There is nothing but height of the balloon. S is equal to what is initial velocity of the balloon? 0 plus half into what is the acceleration of the balloon? The acceleration of the balloon is g into, g by 8 into what is the time? Time is 8 seconds. Therefore 8 square is 8 into 8. Therefore 8 cancelled. What is S is equal to half into g into 8. There is nothing but 4g. The velocity of the balloon after 8 seconds is g meters per second, and the height of the balloon after t seconds, 8 seconds is 4g. Okay, well and good. Now, whenever the stone is falling from the balloon, how I have to assume? I have to assume as if the ball is falling, the stone is projected upwards from a tower of height. Yes. That means I will assume like this one, exactly like this. I will assume this one as a tower. What is the tower height? The height of the tower is h is equal to 4g. And the body is here. What is the velocity of the balloon? The velocity of the balloon is g meters per second. I will assume as if the body is projected upwards with the velocity v. What is v? That is nothing but g meters per second. Now they told to find the time taken by the body to reach the ground. That means the time taken the whole time. What is the equation of the vertically projected body from a tower? That is h is equal to half g t square is minus ut. What is this? This is nothing but 4g is equal to half g t square minus ut. What is u? U is nothing but how much? Initial velocity of the balloon, launching velocity of the stone, how much? That is g into t. Now find the value. 4g is equal to half g t square minus gt. Therefore g is cancelled. What is the remaining equation? You will get equation is equal to 4 is equal to t square by 2 minus t. Therefore multiply on 2 on both sides. What you will get? 8 is equal to t square minus 2t. Therefore t square minus 2t minus 8 is equal to 0. Now how can I write that? I can write that equation as 2 fourths. Therefore I can write t square minus 4t plus 2t minus 8 equal to 0. Therefore t I took common. I have t minus 4. If I took 2 common, t minus 4 equal to 0. Therefore what is the time? Time I got as minus 2 seconds, and the other time I got as plus 4 seconds. Time can't be negative. Therefore what is the time? The time taken by the stone to fall from the balloon to ground is 4 seconds. This problem exactly I have to imagine as if the vertically projected body from a tower. See here, the balloon is moving upwards. Initially 0, but as slow after 8 seconds, the velocity of the balloon is g meters per second. Now that means the velocity of the stone is also g meters per second. That means the velocity of the stone is also g meters per second. But what height? The balloon is moving upwards. That means there is some displacement. Now at t is equal to 8 seconds, the displacement I got as 4g. That means the height of the tower I have to assume it as a 4g. Now simply use the equation and find the answer. You will get the time as 2. Therefore you will get minus 2 and you will get plus 4. Minus time won't be possible. It is not possible. Therefore you have to take as 4 seconds. Therefore the time taken by the stone to reach the ground is 4 seconds. Okay, now we will see one more problem. Okay, now see here. The body is vertically projected with a velocity v is equal to 100 meters per second. Now they want to find, that is draw vt curve. Second one, draw AT curve and draw XT curve, and fourth one, find the maximum height, find the time of flight, and find time of ascent. That's all. Now see the question. A body is projected upward with a velocity how much? 100 meters per second. That means first of all they told to draw the VT graph. That means this is a T and this is V. At time T equal to 0, what is the velocity? The velocity is upwards, that means positive 100 meters per second. Therefore 100 meters per second. Okay, well and good. Now see here. Now what is acceleration? The body is upward. When the body is moving upwards, the acceleration is negative, that is minus 10. That means the slope must be minus 10. That means I have to draw a straight line like this, having a slope, negative slope, and that must be minus 10. Therefore, if it is 10 meters per second, at where the velocity becomes 0? Where the velocity becomes 0 at the top, that means what is the time? The time is nothing but how much? U by G. That is, U is how much? 100 by G is how much? 10. Therefore, 10 seconds. That means at time T is equal to 10 seconds, the velocity of the body becomes 0. Again, the velocity will increase. When the body again slowly, the velocity will increase. And finally, the velocity will stop here. Now, what is the time? The time is at what time? At the time T is equal to the time of ascent. This is the time of ascent. Again, from here, the body is falling down. That means velocity is increasing, but in opposite direction. To reach the ground, what is the time? The time is 10 seconds. Therefore, time is 20 seconds here. Now, here the velocity mark is how much? Here the velocity is minus 100 meters per second. This is a VT graph. I think this is clear. Okay. Now next one they told to find the acceleration time graph. Now what is acceleration time graph? Now see here. They told to find the acceleration time graph. This is T and this is A. Now see here, from till time T is equal to 10 seconds, the acceleration acting on the body is negative. That means minus 10. Now after time T is equal to 10 seconds, that means reaching the maximum point, the body will come downwards. That means acceleration is positive. Therefore, here the acceleration is positive. Therefore, 10 meters per second square. And acceleration is uniform. Therefore, it is a straight line. Here or here. Okay. Next one. XT graph. How can I draw the XT graph? What is the maximum height reached? Therefore, maximum height reached I will get as U square by 2G. That is 100 whole square by 2 into 10. How much? 100 into 100 by 2 into 10. Therefore, 1000 by 2 is nothing but 500 meters. Okay. Now see here. XT graph. How the XT graph will be? XT graph. Initial time T equal to 0. The position is 0. Now, at time T is equal to where the body will reach maximum height, the body will reach the maximum at time T is equal to 10 seconds. The body will be at this point, maximum. That is 500 meters. And now the body is moving with uniform acceleration. In XT graph, if it is uniform acceleration, that means it will be a curve. Therefore, it is a curve. Again, after reaching the maximum height, what happens? The displacement again, it will decrease. Slowly the displacement decreases. Finally, it is becoming, from where it came, the body is falling the same point. That means the displacement is 0. Therefore, again it is falling down. Now, what is the time here? The time is 20 seconds. That is XT graph. Okay, now what is the maximum height? I got what is the maximum height? 500 meters. Now what is the time of flight? The time of flight is how much? 10 plus 10, that is 20 seconds. Now what is the time of ascent? The time of ascent is nothing but to reach the maximum. What is it? Here the time is 0. Here the time is 10 seconds. Here only the maximum height achieved. Therefore, what is the time? Time of ascent is 10 seconds. Okay, I think this is clear. Now we will see the next problem. Okay, see it. The parachute drops freely from aeroplane for 10 seconds. The parachute dropped from the aeroplane for 10 seconds and then he opens it. And after opening it, the retardation is 2 meters per second square, and he reaches the ground with velocity 8 meters per second. Now find the height where he drops from aeroplane. That is the question. Now see the question. What they asked? Simply they told the parachute dropped freely from the aeroplane for time t is equal to 10 seconds. That means the acceleration till time t is equal to 10 seconds, the acceleration acting on the person is 10 meters per second. Now here he opens the parachute. From there, once he opens the parachute, the acceleration is retardation. That means the velocity will decrease from there. That means here this is the ground. From here he drops for 10 seconds. For t is equal to 10 seconds. That means till here the body is having an acceleration, and his acceleration is g, that is 10 meters per second square. That means here the velocity becomes v. And once the velocity becomes v, from here he opens the parachute. That means the retardation here. What is retardation? 2 meters per second square. That means acceleration is minus 2 meters per second square. Now he reaches the earth with a velocity 8 meters per second. Now they told to find the height from here. That means the height from where he drops from the aeroplane. Now what is this height? S1. And I am assuming this height as S2. I am going to find S1. Now what is S1? S1 is nothing but ut plus half at square. What is initial velocity? Initial velocity of the parachute is 0. Plus half into what is acceleration? Acceleration for starting 10 seconds is g, that is nothing but 10 into what is the time? That is 10. Therefore 10 square. That is nothing but half into 10 is how much? 10 into 10 is 1000. That is nothing but 500 meters. Okay, well and good. Now, what is the velocity he is reaching here? After 10 seconds, what is the velocity of the person? The velocity of the person is v is equal to u plus at. Initial velocity is 0. Plus what is acceleration till 10 seconds, that is 10 into what is the time? Time is 10 seconds. Therefore the velocity of the person here is nothing but 100 meters per second. That means here the velocity of the person is 100 meters per second. Once he get the velocity 100 meters per second, he is opening the parachute. Once he opens the parachute, what is happening? The acceleration is minus 2 meters per second square. Therefore the initial velocity I will assume here as how much? Initial velocity I will assume it as 100 meters per second. And the final velocity here I will assume it as 8 meters per second. And here the acceleration, what is the acceleration? Acceleration is minus 2 meters per second. Now for what time? The time is how much? I can find by using the equation v is equal to u plus at. What is final velocity? 8. And what is initial velocity? 100 plus what is the acceleration? Acceleration is minus 2 into time. Therefore time is equal to 100 minus 8 is 92 by 2 is nothing but 46 seconds. The time taken by the body to reach the ground from here to here is 46 seconds. In 46 seconds, what is the distance traveled? That is S2. S2 is equal to ut plus half at square. Therefore, instead of this, I can use this. That is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. What is the final velocity? 8 whole square. What is initial velocity? 100 meters per second. That means 100 whole square plus 2 into what is the acceleration? Acceleration is minus 2. For minus 2, yes, S is nothing but S2. Now what is S2? S2 is equal to how much? 100 whole square minus 8 whole square by 4. 100 whole square minus 8 whole square by 4. That is S2. That means from starting point to for 10 seconds the distance traveled is S1 how much? 500 meters. And from there the retardation is 2. That means acceleration is minus 2. Here the distance traveled by the person is S2. That means this much of distance. Now what is the total distance? From where he dropped, here he dropped. From there to ground, what is the total distance? That is nothing but, the total distance is nothing but S1 plus S2. This S1 is how much? 500 meters. And what is S2? Calculate and keep it there. You will get S2. That is the total distance traveled by that is the total height from where the person drops from the aeroplane. Just you guys can do these small questions. These are very small questions. Just what I did, simply initial velocity is 0 and here the velocity I don't know v, and the time taken is 10 seconds. In time 10, for time t is equal to 10 seconds, the acceleration is 10. Therefore, I got the displacement how much? I use the equation, I got the displacement as 500 meters. And what is the velocity? The velocity I got as v is equal to u plus 8. I use the equation I got as 100 meters per second. Here the velocity is 100. From here he opens the parachute. Once he opens the parachute, the retardation is 2. That means the velocity gradually decreases. The velocity gradually decreasing, and finally the velocity is becoming 8. Now, for how much? What is in that process? What is the distance traveled? That is s2. What is s2? I got by equation v square is equal to v square plus 2as. Therefore, s I got as 100 square minus 8 square by 4. What is the total height? From where he dropped? From here he dropped. What is height? s1 plus s2. Therefore, if you find s1 plus s2, then you will get the height from where he drops from the aeroplane, from the ground. That is the value. S1 plus s2. Find the s2 value. This s2 value, keep it there, you will get the answer. Okay, now we'll see the next question. Okay, now see the next question. Two bodies drops from same height. The second body starts after 2 seconds of first body. Now find the time at which the distance between the two bodies is L meters. That's all. The question is that one. See here, from the same height, two bodies are dropped, but the first body is dropped, okay, well and good, but the second body is dropped after 2 seconds. That means when the first body is in the air, for how much time the first body is? The first body is in the air for t seconds, assume for t seconds, but the second body is in the air for how much time? That is t minus 2 seconds. The first body is dropped after 10 seconds. Okay, now after 10 seconds, the second body is dropped. Now when the body, for the first body is 20 seconds in the air, the for second body will be in the air only for t minus 2 seconds. In this time, what is the distance traveled by the bodies? The distance traveled by the bodies is s1. How much? For the first body, initial velocity is 0. Therefore, 0 plus half into g into t square. And what is the distance traveled by second body? The second body is nothing but 0 plus half into g into t minus tau whole square. Now what is it told? At what time the distance between them will be L meters? That means that s1 minus s2 will be L. Therefore, s1 minus s2 is equal to L. Therefore, find it. Half gt square minus half g into t minus tau whole square is equal to L. Now we are going to find the time. Now find the time. Half g t square minus half g. Now a square minus b square for whole square formula. That is t square plus tau square minus 2 t tau is equal to L. Therefore, half g t square minus half g t square minus half g tau square minus into minus plus half into 2 is nothing but g t tau is equal to L. Therefore, these two cancel off, plus and minus. Therefore, from here how much you will get? Minus half g tau square plus g t tau is equal to L. Therefore, what is the t? T is nothing but L plus half g tau square by g tau. Therefore, what is the time? The time is L by g tau plus g tau, and g tau will be cancelled. Therefore, half into tau. That is the answer. After this much of time, the distance between the two bodies will be L meters. Simply what they told. First body is left. Okay. After t seconds, the second body is left. Okay. Now, what is the distance traveled by the first body? Assume the time taken by the first body is t. Therefore, what is the distance traveled by the body first body? That is half gt square. Now, when the first body is for t seconds in the air, the second body won't be for t seconds because it is released after tau seconds. That means it will be in the air only for t minus tau seconds. Therefore, the distance traveled by the second body is half into g into t minus tau whole square. Now subtract it. That must be equal to L. Therefore, I got finally the time. But what time? At this time, the distance between the two bodies will be L meters. That's all. Okay, we will see the last question. We will see the last question. This is very important question. See here. Okay, see the question. Drops of water falls at a regular interval from the roof of a building of a height 80 meters. That means this is the roof and this is the surface, and the height between the roof and the surface is 80 meters. When the first drop striking the ground, that means when the first drop is here, the fifth drop is detaching from the roof. That means the fifth drop is here. That means between the fourth drop, there will be fourth, third, second drops. See here, they told that when the first drop is striking the ground, the fifth drop is detaching from the surface. That means, and their regular intervals. That means the time between the two drops will be always same. That means here the time between the first two drops is t. Here also t. Here also t. And here also it is t. Now, what is the total time by the first drop to reach the ground? What is the time taken by the first drop to reach the ground? What is the time? That is nothing but free falling body. What is the time? The time is nothing but given by the formula 2h by g. That is nothing but 2 into, what is h? 80 meters into g. What is g? It is nothing but 10. Therefore, how much? 2 into 8 is nothing but 16. The under root of 16 is 4 seconds. That means it took 4 seconds for the drop to reach the ground. In that 4 seconds, how many drops came? 1, 2, 5 drops came. In that 4 seconds, 5 drops came. Therefore, what is the time interval? Time interval between two successive drops. What is the time interval between two successive drops? That is nothing but what is the total time? That is 4 seconds by what is the number of first drop, second, the first drop. It comes at time t equal to 0. And this will come at time t equal to t. This will come at time t equal to 2t. This will come at time t equal to 3t. And this will come at time t equal to 4t. What is t? T is nothing but here we got as 4 by, now how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore, I will write as n minus 1. Where n is the number of drops. Therefore, n is 5 drops. Therefore, the time interval between two successive drops is nothing but 4 by 4. There is nothing but 1 second. That means for every 1 second, one drop will be released. Okay, now what they told? Find the distance between successive drops. That means they told to find this. Yes, 1. And they told to find this distance, and they told to find this distance, and they told to find this distance. Now how can I find S1? S1 I will get by how much? S1 is nothing but distance traveled by the first drop, that is x1, and the distance traveled by the second drop, that is x2. The distance traveled by the first drop is this much, that is 80 meters. And what is the distance traveled by the second drop? The distance traveled by the second drop is, I have to find it. What is x2? What is on? That means how much? x2 is nothing but ut plus half it is initial velocity is 0 plus half into what is the acceleration, that is 10 into what is the time? The third drop, this one, the second drop will travel only for 1, 2, 3. That means it will travel only for 3 seconds. That means 3 whole square. That is nothing but half into 10 into 3 square. How much? 9. Therefore, how much? 90 by 2. There is nothing but 45 meters. Therefore, what is the successive distance between the first drop and the second drop? That means how much? x1 is nothing but x1 minus x2. What is x1 is nothing but 80 meters. What is x2? We got as 45 meters. Therefore, 80 minus 45 is how much? 80 minus 45 is 35 meters. The distance between the first drop and the second drop is 35 meters. Well and good. Now, what is S2? S2 will get as the distance traveled by the second body minus third body. That means x2 minus x3. What is x2? x2 we got as 45 meters. What is x3? x3 will get as half into g, that is 10 into the second drop. The third drop will travel only for 1, 2. That means 2 seconds. The 2 square is 4. Therefore, 2 ones 2 2. That means how much? 20 meters. Therefore, how much? 45 minus 20 is nothing but how much? 25 meters. The distance between the second drop and the third drop is how much? 25 meters. Now, what is the distance between the third drop and fourth drop? That means S3. S3 is nothing but x3 minus x4. There is nothing but what is x3 minus x4? What is the distance traveled by the third body? Third drop, that is 20 meters. Minus what is the distance traveled by the fourth body? x4. What is x4? x4 is equal to half g t square. Ut is 0. Half into 10 into what is the time? The fourth drop traveled only for 1 second. therefore into 1, therefore nothing but 5 meters, therefore minus 4, that is nothing but 15 meters. Therefore the distance between the third drop and the fourth drop is 15 meters. Now what is the S4? S4 is nothing but the successive distance between the fourth drop and fifth drop. What is that? It is nothing but x4 minus x5. What is the distance of the fourth body? That is 5 meters. And what is the distance of the fifth body? Fifth body didn't detach, it's just detaching. That means the distance level is 0. Therefore, it is nothing but 5 meters. That's all. The distance between the first body and the second body is 35 meters. The distance between the second body, second drop and third drop is 25 meters. The distance between the third drop and the fourth drop is 15. And the distance between the fourth drop and fifth drop is 5 meters. 5 meters. That's all. Now how we did? First of all, I find the time for the first drop to come the ground. The time I got was 4 seconds. And what is the time interval between two drops? The time interval between two drops is given by the formula. Total time by the n minus 1, where n is the number of drops. How many drops? 5 drops. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 by 4 is nothing but 1 second. That means at every 1 second, one drop is released. At every 1 second, one drop is released. Now they told to find the successive distance between two drops. So now find it, that's all. By this we completed the motion one dimension whole chapter. And in next video, we will start the motion in 2 dimensions. And before studying motion in 2 dimensions, we will study about the vectors. Okay, in next video, we will see about the vectors. And then we will go to the motion in 2 dimensions. And if you guys have any doubt, it may be any topic, it may be from 11th class topic, it may be from 12th class topic, please mention in my mail. Within 24 hours, you will get the clarification. Thank you.